The National Executive Committee of the ODM party has done what for a long time they have feared to do, that is to make a decision on the Secretary General, Honorable Edwin Sifuna. And while in a meeting in Mombasa with around 30 to 50 people, they made that decision that Honorable Edwin Sifuna is no longer the Secretary General of the party, and he has been replaced by Honorable Catherine Omanyo. Now, Honorable Catherine Omanyo is acting Secretary General until they say they will have an active Secretary General. Now, this decision has been made towards the evening of Wednesday, and Sifuna has not responded. And as they were making it, you could see that they are also anticipating response from that particular camp. So it's a very heavy decision that is being received across the nation by divided mindsets. There is a section that is now saying, okay, this is the decision of the National Executive Committee and it's okay, let's move on, that is the new ODM. But as they were making that particular announcement, if you took a look at the comments beneath the videos, everyone was regarding that decision as very wrong and ODM as dead. So there's also a section, of course, that is feeling that this is wrong, the decision that the National Executive Committee have made, considering the fact that the position of Sifuna actually is something that Raila talked about prior to his death when Sifuna had begun this particular speeches. So it comes out as a betrayal to Raila Amolo Odinga just a few months after, of course, his demise, to remove Honorable Sifuna. Let us know in the comment section what you think of this particular decision that has been made by the National Executive Committee. But before that, we just want to go back to what did Raila say, so that as we start this particular analysis, we start it from a point of informed decision on what Raila said when it came to the position of Sifuna. Then what did Oburu say today, and what did, of course, the other leadership say before they made the decision that Honorable Edwin Sifuna is no longer the voice of the party.
Kama Sifuna ameongea, ako na haki ya kuongea. Ako na haki ya kuongea. Kama wewe unatofautiana na yeye kwa maoni, sema yako. Sema yako. Sio ndio demokrasia? Mimi sijasema ati mimi usiongee kwa chama namna hii. Sema hata kama unaona baba anafanya makosa, sema.
Baada ya kumsikiza Sifuna kwa TV, nikasema, why is this young man contradicting the party leader? Kumbe sikujua ni nyinyi mko nyuma ya Sifuna.
On his part,
you see, from Raila Amolo Odinga's position, he defended Sifuna. You see that if you feel that you have to say something contrary to what Sifuna is saying, then just say it. It doesn't have to go through the party Secretary General. Just say it. Even if Raila was wrong, then just say it. And of course, days later, Mbadi say that sometimes Raila was wrong. So now they are saying it. But now he was giving everyone a space within the ODM party to communicate without, of course, interfering with the position of Sifuna. And lately, that is what has been happening. Sifuna has been running his rallies independent of the other camp, and the other camp have been speaking independent of Sifuna, which was according to Raila's instructions until now on Wednesday, when the decision was made and Sifuna was replaced by Honorable Catherine Omanyo. So that is what Raila said. Let's go to what did Oburu say today, just 6 months post the speech of Raila, and of course just 3 months post his burial.
ODM. Asante. Mimi sitasema mengi. Ile kitu ambayo mimi nilisema ya kwamba huyo deputy president hatuna nini chuki na yeye kwa binafsi. Yeye binafsi hatuna maneno naye, lakini hiyo kiti ni kiti ya public. Election ikifanyika,
the champion, the lion is here. Zobu, zobu, anybody.
Asante. Sasa Sasa kumalizia, mimi nataka kuomba huyo mzee Uhuru Kenyatta ambaye alikuwa president ya Kenya. Yeye alikuwa na ndugu yetu na yeye hakutupatia hata kiti moja ya ministers. Yeye hatukupatia hata kiti moja ya ministers. Si ni kweli au si kweli? Alafu alikuwa anatundanganya ati atatupatia upresidency. Na yeye alidanganya baba na yeye hakutupatia. Si yeye alikuwa na nguvu yote ya kutupatia. Na tulishinda. Uchaguzi iliibwa hapo kwa mkono yake na yeye anaona na hakutusaidia. Kwa hivyo sasa tunamuomba atuache Uhuru, sisi tufanye vile tunataka. Sisi ODM asiinterfere na sisi. Awache kuinterfere na chama chetu. Awache kuinterfere na members wetu. Awache kuingilia mambo ya Azimio. Mambo ya Azimio ilikuwa ni ODM, na hiyo ODM tulitoka wakati tulianza hii broad based arrangement na Ruto. Tulitoka na hiyo Azimio ilikufa wakati huo. Lakini sasa tutafanya formality. Ilikuwa imebakia tu formality ya kuandika barua kidogo, alafu hiyo sasa tutafanya hiyo kuandika barua na tutatoka officially tupate power. Na hiyo kupata power mpaka wakosi watakuwako.
Now, Oburu just took it to lecture, of course, Uhuru Kenyatta, as you listen to it, and of course talk about the death of Azimio, which makes me wonder, from what script is Oburu reading? Because this is also the same script that the president was talking about when it came to the Azimio, saying once ODM withdrew, Azimio died. And so that's what also Oburu is saying, that Uhuru Kenyatta had all the opportunity to give them presidency and did not, and so they left Azimio, and as a result, Azimio died. Now, the main story is that Sifuna, of course, was removed, and this is the part where he was being removed. The statement was made by the current Secretary General. She's called Honorable Omanyo. So let's listen to her announcing the exit of Sifuna while also announcing herself as the Secretary General.
Membership. 2. Implementation of the 10-point agenda and NADCO report. The NEC received and deliberated upon a progress report on the implementation of the party's 10-point agenda and the work of the committee tasked with overseeing the implementation of both the 10-point agenda and the NADCO report. The NEC expressed its appreciation to the committee for its diligence and commitment despite notable challenges. The NEC further called upon all relevant stakeholders and parties to urgently address the impediments that have slowed progress and to demonstrate goodwill in ensuring the full and faithful implementation of agreed reforms. With this regard, the NEC mandated the Leader of Minority, Honorable Junet Mohammed, to institute mechanisms to ensure the proposed allocation of 450 billion Kenya shillings to counties is made mandatory in the supplementary budget. 3. Compensation for victims of human rights violations. The NEC reiterated its unwavering commitment to justice and accountability. It called upon the national government to provide for the allocation of adequate funds in the forthcoming supplementary budget to facilitate compensation of victims of human rights violations and derogations. The NEC specifically resolved that such funds be channeled through the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, KNCHR, to ensure transparency, credibility, and expeditious disbursement to deserving victims. Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya, that is Agenda 4. The NEC reviewed recent developments within the Azimio la Umoja, One Kenya coalition it noted with concern that certain erstwhile coalition partners have acted in violation of the deed of agreement that established the coalition. In light of these sustained breaches, and in order to safeguard the integrity, autonomy, and strategic direction of ODM, the NEC resolved to initiate the formal process of withdrawal from the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition in accordance with the applicable legal and constitutional provisions. 5. National Delegates Convention. The NEC resolved to convene a National Delegates Convention, NDC, in Nairobi on 27th March 2026. The NDC shall, among other agenda items, deliberate on the party's strategic direction, ratify key decisions of the party organs, and prepare ODM for the forthcoming general elections. 6. Party discipline and leadership. The NEC expressed grave concern over the rising levels of indiscipline within the party, particularly at the senior leadership level. The committee underscored that ODM is governed by its constitution, the rule of law, and collective decision-making through its duly constituted organs. Having deliberated on matters relating to the conduct of the Secretary General, Senator Edwin Sifuna, the NEC resolved to remove him from office with immediate effect in accordance with the party constitution and applicable laws. Effectively, the Deputy Secretary General, Honorable me, yours truly, Catherine Omanyo, will act in this position until a substantive holder of the position is elected.
Well, that's it. So until a substantive holder is elected, I don't know how substantive that holder will be, other than how or if she is not substantive. But this is the point. So they first start with a list of other things that they say the NDC have talked about: implementation of 10-point agenda coming out of the Azimio, which of course Oburu talked about, and all this stuff, and they reserve the best for the last. And now on the 5th agenda, which they are making like almost the last agenda yet, was the primary agenda of the meeting. They remove Edwin Sifuna, they are saying, according to the party structures, and replace Edwin Sifuna with the reader of that particular information. So let's see what's people saying in the social media space. In the social media space, it's wild. People are saying that the person that is replacing Sifuna cannot even pronounce constitutionalism. Now she is struggling with that word towards the end of it. And now also people are raising concern when it comes to now the structure of leadership of the ODM party, where the chairperson is a lady and also the secretary general is a lady. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know why people are having a problem with that. Now this is the big deal. They are setting the NDC for the 27th of March 2026. Okay, that is 20 days after the 10-point agenda report will have been submitted to both ends. So we are waiting for 7th March for the handover. As Raila said, that is the time when they're supposed to actually renegotiate the terms, and after that 20 days later, they are setting the NDC. Now, this is going to be very interesting. I don't know what's going to happen by morning when people wake up. Is Ousted now going to leave ODM? Because he said if they expel Sifuna, he's going. Is Babu going to stay? What is Sifuna going to say? Everyone is anticipating that, and when it happens, we're going to detail it for you. But something is this: when the NDC is going to be held on the 27th of March, that is where the leadership can actually escape these individuals and go into new hands, or that is when the leadership will stay in the hands of these individuals, and they know it. So when that time comes, we don't know who are the delegates of the ODM party going to want to be the party leader, who will they want to be the secretary general, and what will happen if they go to the NDC and then people decide, okay, for the secretary general position we want Sifuna back. So what will happen? They're going to re-announce Sifuna. Now that is the structure. This particular announcement is consequential right now because it puts a stop the force that Sifuna has when he's speaking from that particular position of the ODM party, because he was still speaking for the uniform party as a whole. Right now, these guys have an opportunity to speak on their own, and the branch that supports Sifuna also has an opportunity to speak on their own. So for now, it's consequential, but in the long run, it's a very inconsequential decision, because because it's triggering moods ahead of the 27th of the March 2026 when they're set to hold the NDC. And the mood that will arrive at the 26th March or the 27th March 2026 meeting might be a mood that sympathizes with the Sifuna because of this decision that they made, and that might hurt them. And it seems like Wanga understood it when she was speaking. Later on in the morning, we will detail the episode where Wanga is almost chasing everyone out of the party. But from her speech, the way it was calculated, it's a desire to maintain a ship that of course is very, very hard to steer. And certain decisions have to be made however hard. Yet, for a lot of people, this feels like one of the most wrong decisions that this cohort have made. So let us know in the comment section, what do you think? Is this a proper decision for the ODM party, or is this a wrong move that they have made? Is it a consequential decision in the long run, or is it inconsequential? Now let us know in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring for you more stories about this ODM NEC, that is the National Executive Committee meeting that was held yesterday, and that has now brought this out. Of course, Abdul Samad also lectured Sifuna very, very badly, saying that the only thing that they can live without in a party is oxygen. And so if Sifuna and Babu are not oxygen, they do not have any oxygen or oxygen in any part of their names, then anybody in the party is replaceable. So what is the future of the ODM party? Is this a new ODM party? Is this the former ODM party? Let us know in the comment section.